Our final inductee is someone who has touched our community for years. She was a volunteer at Parkview Care Center, which at the time was the only center for HIV/AIDS patients in Indiana. She served as a past Pride Parade Grand Marshal and is someone who has placed herself not above others, but others above herself. Here to induct Alice Langford is her friend and community leader from the Damien Center, Nick Brown.
Hi, my name's Nick. I believe I met Alice Langford in the spring of 2014 at Broadway United Methodist Church. It was my first Sunday going. I went alone, and I tried to sit in the back and fly under the radar until the pastor did one of those awful things where he invites everyone to mill about the sanctuary and say hi to each other. He called it the passing of the peace. I was very uncomfortable. And then I saw Alice coming for me from the beginning, or the front of the sanctuary, briskly. And she approached and introduced herself. And I don't remember if she invited me or insisted that I join her. But I went. And you know, like a lot of folks in our community, I had a complicated relationship with the church, but I was trying to reconnect, and Alice made me feel welcome. So I went back Sunday after Sunday, and when it came time for that, compulsory handshaking, she always introduced me to, anyone that came up to her, and by anyone, I mean everyone. Just droves of people lining up for hugs and greetings, and I was just like, who is this lady? But at any rate, it's a very small, but powerful kindness that Alice did to me. And pretty quickly I learned that I wasn't alone in that she had been kind for to a lot of folks in our community. And I heard over the years dozens of stories of how, in the early days of the epidemic, she reached out to our community, and when people were so afraid and isolated, she invited folks into her home. Folks with living with HIV, she welcomed them and fed them and made a family over a period of decades. I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone in my gratitude for Alice Langford and how she's been there for us so much. And so I'm very proud to welcome Alice into the Indy Pride Hall of Fame.
What Nick referred to in speaking of Alice and her inviting people into her home was that Alice for over 20 years hosted bi-monthly dinners for individuals touched by HIV/AIDS. She wanted to make sure that folks knew they always had a place at the table.